Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
You know the Pomodoro method?
I do not.
You do. You just don't know the name of it. It's okay, I'm going to set the timer for 20 minutes and I'm just going to, buckle down, focus for 20 minutes. When the timer goes off, I'm going to do something else. Use it when studying in college.
It cracks me up because I had not heard that name. And yesterday I had an alignment with a brand new client. And this client mentioned the Pomodoro method. It has a little timer on her desk. Anyway, I had never heard that name.
That's what I got.
Yeah. Well, she held up and showing it to me. It's kind of like a sprint for yourself.
Yeah. No, it's great. You can, it's a sprint. You push it and then you get your little beat.
Yep.
You can pause it. But I guess you could use this for your journaling. Hey, I'm going to just write for 5 minutes, and you set the timer for 5 minutes and you just do it. But what I'm using it for is not only doing I'm going to 10 minutes on email. That's it. I don't want to sit in my email inbox forever. Or 20 minutes to write this content or whatever it is. I'm also using it. There's times where I think things are going to take a certain amount of time. And for example, I was trying to build an AI automation. I thought I could do it in 45 minutes to an hour. So I set the timer for 45 minutes and I wasn't even close to getting done by the time the timer went off. Not that it's that difficult to do. It's just that I'm not good at estimating, I guess, how long something's going to take. And so just trying to learn a little bit more about what actually eats at my time so that I can figure out what to delegate rather than do myself. If this certain task is going to take me that amount of time, I need to let it be off my plate. Or if it's that important, then I need to a lot more time for it. So that's something I've been doing recently. If listeners are not watching the video, I'm holding up the timer and you can kind of see it here, but it's a little circle hockey puck size where you just spin the outside and sits the timer. So it's also magnetic, so I can sit it on this metal desk.
Since we're kind of rambling over different subjects, but this is one related. And you know what a chess timer is, right? A clock.
Yeah, where it goes back and forth. And
you push down and push down. You put a red on one and a green on one and just test it for the day. And if you're working on your business, hit the green down.
Ooh.
Okay? Somebody walks into your office and starts talking to you about something, hit the red down. And just do that for a few days. And
where'd you get this?
From an old franchise. There was a guy. It's been out there. I just hadn't actually thought about it for a while. I did
That's a really good one.
But it will show you. I mean, one great division, and it may have come from Michael Gerber. I don't know, but I didn't think of it. But it can be a split between on the business and in the business, right? So if you're working on the strategy things that you're talking about, you're in the green. If you're filling out an invoice or calling a customer, that's red. Where it can be, doing your work or answering questions. I had one client, only had him for a month, but it was a great thing. He said, the thing that drives me crazy is everybody comes in and asks me damn questions all the time. I mean, all the time. Well, we'll just quickly say the reason they do that is because you allow them to do that. And maybe you don't have systems for them. But anyway, you can stop that. But what we did was I bought him a clicker, a counter, look like a whistle, and just click it and goes up one. Had him put it in his pocket. And I said, every time somebody asks you a question, click that thing. And it's been 7 or 8 years, but I think he had 300, 200 a day, right?
A day?
A day. Yeah. People stick their head.
God.
Are you doing this? Yeah. No, I got it. Hey, have you seen Ronnie's got it. You get one. Our listeners, get one.
Yeah. I don't know that I definitely would not have in the hundreds.
Well,
maybe in the dozens, but
we're not sitting with a bunch of employees that are,
Sure.
Anyway, that was an extreme case, but he and it's been 7 or 8 years, might've been 150, but it was ridiculous. And in a course of a month, we managed to cut it in about half. And then I didn't coach him for other reasons beyond that. But
Gotcha.
so I don't know. He might be back. He might be down to 2. But it's a great way to get a baseline, and you can go, oh, that's why.
Well, I think there's a few things for that. One is you become the hub and spoke of the business where everything runs through you, and you have to have more middle management in between you, or just more responsibility delegated, not just tasks, but actual responsibilities. I think that's a symptom of task delegation. When you delegate a task, it's got to come back to you for review. When you delegate a responsibility, whoever is responsible for that knows what the end state is, knows what the overall goal is, and what good or done or perfect looks like. And so then whatever it takes to get to that responsibility to the end state, you do. But I think something that is also really helpful with this that I don't see enough contractors doing is using a workplace communication tool like Slack. It doesn't have to be Slack. It can be Google Chat. It can be inside of ClickUp or Monday.com, but it can't be email or text. And not even group text works as well. But when you have channels, which is essentially a group on Slack, and people start communicating in the channels rather than direct messages, other people can answer the questions. So instead of asking, where's that tool? Oh, ask Ronnie, he knows where it is. You ask for the tool in the channel and Ronnie responds, not you as the business owner. And so by opening up the conversation, the dialogue to the entire workplace, or to the people that are, you can have specific people from the team in each channel. Doesn't have to be everybody. What you do is you allow other people the opportunity to answer rather than you having to be the central point of communication. And I think that goes by people a lot. It's another tool that you've got to manage, that you've got to use, but it can really add a lot of value to how you communicate about your projects, to how you communicate about things that are going on internally. So definitely think something to look at.
Yeah, I agree with that. But you have to enforce, you have to craft the way you use it, which is what you're talking about. And you have to also make sure that people don't just ask you because it's easier, right?
Yeah.
And when I say enforce the way of using it, if you say, hey, will someone take care of the truck that's at the shop, then you've just told no one to do it. If you say your guy was Ronnie, you need to get the truck. And if Ronnie said, hey, you've already got me I'm in Minneapolis today. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Paul, you got to go get the truck, right? So being specific. Another Asana or something similar helps with this, but people will ask you questions as long as you allow them to. And in order to stop that, 2 things have to happen. It's incumbent on you that you've given training. They have processes that they know that they are capable of doing, essentially the process they're asking you about, what the address was. If they come and ask you and you answer them, they're going to do that forever because one, it absolves them. It's you've got your imprimatur on it. It's got your approval because you told them that. Second, they don't have to go look it up.
Yeah.
Because you'll look it up. The answer to that is, what did the process say? What am I supposed to do with this when I get it back? Well, what's the process say? They have to go read it, come back and tell you what it was, and you will wean them off of asking you. And then you do have to follow up. You do.
That's absolutely right. You can't, just like with kids, you're not supposed to, as you're raising your kids, don't give them the answer all the time. Don't fix everything for them. Let them figure it out themselves to some capacity. Yes, guide, direct, but don't just give them the answer. Same thing with employees. If you want employees to run the system, 1, have the system in place, but 2, point them to the system. Don't just answer their question or don't just do it for them, which then causes you to be more frustrated, causes you to be overwhelmed with tasks, all that kind of stuff.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, it might be there, it might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.